Welcome to a quick lesson on the major schools of economic thought. Economists don't always agree on inflation, taxes, unemployment, or government spending. That's because they often come from different schools of economic thought. In this video, we'll walk through 12 major economic theories spanning from the late 1700s to today. These 12 were chosen because they represent the core ideas that still shape economic policy and debate right now. Understanding them will help you see why policy debates can look so different, depending on who's talking. Classical economics started in the late 1700s, with economists like Adam Smith and David Ricardo. They believed free markets naturally balance themselves through supply and demand. Smith's famous invisible hand means people pursuing their own interests can still create outcomes that benefit everyone. Government's job? Stay out of the way, and let competition do the work. During the Great Depression in the 1930s, John Maynard Keynes noticed something classical economics couldn't explain. Markets don't always fix themselves quickly. When spending drops, unemployment can stay high for years. Keynes argued that government spending could boost demand, create jobs, and get the economy moving again. This idea is the foundation of nearly every modern stimulus package. In the mid-1900s, Milton Friedman developed monetarism. His core claim: inflation comes mainly from too much growth in the money supply, not from government spending. Monetarists believe central banks should grow the money supply slowly and predictably, instead of constantly changing policy. Keep money stable, and the economy stays stable too. The Austrian school traces back to Karl Menger in the 1870s and was later developed by Ludwig von Mises and Friedrich Hayek. They argued markets work best left alone. When governments manipulate interest rates, it creates artificial booms, followed by painful crashes. Austrian economists favor free markets, sound money, and as little government involvement as possible. Neoclassical economics took shape in the late 1800s and became the backbone of most modern economics. It assumes people make rational choices by weighing costs and benefits. Prices rise and fall until supply and demand reach balance. This school emphasizes efficiency and trusts both markets to allocate resources well. Starting in the 1980s, new Keynesian economists built on Keynes's ideas using more modern tools. Their key insight: prices and wages are sticky. They don't adjust instantly when the economy changes. That stickiness is why recessions and unemployment can drag on. This school supports carefully targeted policy to help the economy stabilize faster. Behavioral economics gained real traction in the 1970s, thanks to psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky. Their research showed people don't always make rational financial decisions. Biases like overconfidence, anchoring, and loss aversion shape our choices in predictable ways. This field helps explain real human behavior and helps design better policies around it. Modern monetary theory, or MMT, is one of the newer frameworks in this list. It argues that a country issuing its own currency can't run out of money the way a household can. The real limit on spending isn't running out of cash, it's inflation. MMT supporters believe government spending should aim for full employment first, using taxes mainly to keep inflation in check. Karl Marx developed his economic theories in the mid-1800s. His focus: the relationship between workers and the owners of capital. Marx argued capitalism naturally creates inequality because profits come from the value workers create but don't fully receive. This school looks closely at class conflict, wealth concentration, and how economic systems shape political power. Institutional economics emerged in the early 1900s. It argues economies aren't shaped by markets alone. Laws, governments, organizations, and social norms all matter too. Strong institutions like clear property rights and reliable contracts encourage investment and long-term growth. Weak institutions hold economies back. Post-Keynesian economics developed from the 1930s onward, building on Keynes but going further. This school emphasizes real uncertainty and financial instability, the idea that markets don't always self-correct, and financial systems can create repeated booms and busts. Post-Keynesians support active government policy to promote stability and long-term growth. Public choice theory emerged in the 1960s and applies economic thinking to politics. Its core idea: voters, politicians, and government officials act in their own self-interest too, just like consumers and businesses. This helps explain a lot about political decision-making and policy outcomes. So here's the big takeaway. No single school of economic thought is simply right or wrong. Each one developed to address the limits of the ideas that came before it. Next time you hear a debate about taxes, inflation, or government spending, ask yourself, which school of economic thought is influencing that viewpoint? You've now got a solid foundation in 12 major economic theories. Next time policy comes up in the news, you'll know exactly what's being debated.